Hello. How is everybody doing? How you doing, Stephen Mims? Um, Sorry I'm a little late trying to get this off my screen real quick. All right, there we go. All right, how was everybody doing today? I wanted to talk about a few things as I just got off vacation with the fam. We really had a good time. It was a well-deserved rest, but sometimes we need a vacation away from the vacation. I mean, literally, we need a vacation with from the vacation. Um, we had a good time with the family and things of that nature, and went down there and came back and brought a cold back with me. I don't know how that happened, but hey, here we go. Yes. If you saw the title on the YouTube page. Yes, cease and desist. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. As I said last week, I reached out to a lot of people and to get the program going, and I wanted to connect with a couple of maybe principals or uh, board members, things of that nature, to try to put a program together to get the kids involved in the beautification process of the schools and stuff like that. Because once you get to if you look at my page on my YouTube page, I always majority of my schools are elementary schools. Okay, elementary they can't they can't really do the kids can't really do so much. They can get out there play in the dirt, pull a couple weeds, but they're not doing nothing too strenuous. Um, with the middle schools, they'll get out there and do it, but need to be under supervision. High schools, there's no way, shape, or form why they shouldn't be out there getting community service hours, or the school pays the kids a couple of dollars a day while in session to go out there and pull a couple of weeds, to go out there and spruce up, a section at a time. Um, I had presented this to a young lady, and I told her, I said, well, I don't mind coming in and leading the charge and just say, hey, I'll show kids what they need to be done and what could be done, and we can put this together and we can make it happen. Okay. So she was like, well, send an email to the board, and we'll take it from there to see what they say. So the board said, take it up with the principal because that's their job and stuff like that. So as I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, so I just went back, to the young lady, and I was like, look, I'm getting to run around. This is what can be done. This high school has, just weeds everywhere. I hadn't, took a video of it, but I will shortly. It has weeds everywhere, and the kids that go to this high school can be beautifying this for community service hours. Okay, and if they don't know, then that's when I'll come in or whoever will come in and make it possible to get it done. So they were like, no, no, no. So I sent the email out to the board members and stuff like that, and I got an email back. I got an email back. It says, "Thank you for your email. Unfortunately, due to ethical concerns, I cannot participate." What are the ethical concerns if I'm showing you insurance, if I'm showing you proof of concept, if I'm showing you everything that needs to be done, and somebody is willing to come in and work with you to find a solution to the problem? Okay. Now, then I got a call. Well, I got an email, and they set up a Zoom call with me. So I got on the Zoom, and they said, "No, we're issuing a cease and desist from you doing the schools and stuff like that. I don't care, who's giving you the okay and this and that or whatever. We want you to stop and this and that or whatever." So I'm like, okay, is it something that I'm doing that's bad, or is that something that I'm doing that's wrong? But let's figure out how we can work around this. Let's get the youth involved to go ahead and get this done. Um, as far as wise training and stuff like that, that's on the job training. That's nothing. You get 10 kids out there, you can get a lot done in a couple of hours just sprucing up the front, and then you can take your time and get kids go around the back. So I said to myself, and I said to this person out, like I said before, I don't name names. um I said to this person before, I said, well, if you take maybe 7 kids per week to go ahead and you are making the grounds crews look bad. That's why. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. So what is the solution? Not to do anything? So that's my question in general. So okay, we know the grounds crews are looking bad. We know that people are looking bad and this and that. So what are we to do? Are we to ignore it, or are we to proceed with it? Or are we to find a solution and the proper training for them to get it done the right way? That's my question. Okay. So, yes, we know what the problem is. Yes, the ground crews are looking bad. And quite frankly, it's, that was part of the plan. You know what I mean? So it's just to the point of, if they're looking bad and they're not looking up to par, what do you do? Keep it the same? Complain about it? Or make the necessary steps to get them some training to get it done actually the right way. And that's my point exactly. I'm not faulting anybody on the ground crew. They just doing what they do. They just doing what they get away with. They just coming for a check. That's just what it is. But if they're not properly trained, and I understand it's a shortage on employees these days. I understand that there's a shortage on qualified skilled workers to come in and do what needs to be done. I get that. I understand that, wholeheartedly. But if you got somebody that's willing to come in and try to make a change, make a difference, try to set up the necessary trainings and stuff like that, it shouldn't that be okay? Okay, y'all. They always saying they need more volunteers. They always saying we work better together. They always saying, hey, we don't have enough people coming in and helping out with our schools. Now you got somebody. Now you don't want to do it. Okay. What, so what do you say? They pay those guys so much money that it makes the school board look bad, and rightfully so. I mean, and I took that. They have no pride in their work, no work ethic. No, and I understand that. Like I said before, they only do what they can get away with. Okay. So it's not to make the school board look bad. It's just to make them aware of what's happening and what's going on. Okay. If they don't critique, if they don't correct, if they don't, you know, get the necessary training, this is what's going to happen. So with my, daily efforts, I went down and talked to some people. Um, I put in a request to get on the news, the news channel, to do a segment on there. I reached out, to the local community school to try to get certain things, in place there to try to help out with this mission. When you do a job, you want it to look good, but they do not care. Yeah, okay. Like I said, they just coming for a check, and that's just the time that we're in right now. So if they're just coming for a check, and we know this, my question is, if you have somebody here that's willing to work and try to solve the problem, Why not work with it? Why? Because you're not the one that's put it together. That's just what it is. You're not the one that's putting it together. Okay. So as I was saying back to the other lady from the email, she said that at this time, it wasn't ethical, and she could not participate at this time. Unfortunately, due to ethical concerns, I cannot participate. Okay. So my theory was, okay, if you can't participate, then what are we doing about it? You just want to leave it the way it is. You just want to uh, 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 not do anything about it. I believe if we put together the necessary training, if we put together the necessary um, benefits, if we put together good pay wages for them to come, and grounds crew, I don't see them making, I see them making money, but I don't see them making quote unquote life changing money. Okay. I think they come in, they do what they got to do. Even the contractors that PG County hire at least will trim. Yes, because they're contractors. That's their field. They're skilled. You know what I mean? And that's the point that I'm getting at. You know what I mean? They're skilled. They're if you pay people to come in and do this, but if you're leaving it up to the janitor to do it, when the janitor it's like one or two janitors per school. I went to one school and literally it was one janitor trying to do everything in the school, far as the inside, the outside, everything else in between. So the janitors are not, they have enough on their plate. Okay. And I'm not making an excuse for what they do. I'm not making an excuse for, how they do it or what time that they do it, this not or whatever. But it's not done. Okay. So yes, you have contractors that come in and you have them to do the outskirts of the schools. Okay, you have them to do the fields, the football fields, maybe even take care of the soccer fields or whatever the case may be. They're doing all the common grounds. But what's wrong with hiring the contractors to come in and take care of the immediate area? 1 week they could take care of their immediate area. 1 week they can take care of the common areas. It's a shifty. And I know everybody say now it's a budget thing. They've been saying that for 80 years now, since before Christ. but but that's the age old thing. If you can have them come in and 1 week do the immediate grounds. The second week they can come and do the common areas. The next week they can come and do the medium grounds. But I see that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the people that's in the chat. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like they come and do the common areas once a month. So if they're coming once a month, what do you expect the grass to look like? You know what I mean? Yeah, of course, they're going to leave grass all over the place, especially during the growing season, especially during the rainy season and stuff like that. What do you expect? And I see that they will have, they will send park service to come, and it'll be like one or two people, trying to cut all of this grass. And with all of this, and I was talking to a couple of them, and I was like, I'm not putting you on videotape. And they were like, yeah, you the guy that come out and cut these grasses and stuff like that. Oh man, that's good stuff that you be doing and stuff like that. But for as much stuff they trying to pile on us, we're not able to do that. We're not able to get it done in detail like that with one or two people with all the amount of stuff that they got going on. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? So my theory is we know what the problem is. We know what the problem is, but you don't want to participate because it's not coming from you. So they need to make it up in their mind that that's what needs to happen. Okay, we do have someone that's willing to work with this. We have someone that uh, 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 we can put something together with, that can do some training, that can do X, Y, and Z, but we don't want to do it because it's not coming from us. So we're going to leave it the way it is, and issue a cease and desist letter on him to get him to stop, when all in all he was trying to make the school look better. I'm not, I'm not, it's not registering to me, and it's not making sense to me. Okay. So by it not making sense to me, and um by it not making sense to me, it's being appalling, and it's not uh going the way as planned. But I do have certain things in place where uh we will get certain things together. And I did want to read this other uh uh email that this lady had sent, and this one was kind of, appalling, appalling too. It was, thanks for reaching out. Before serving on the board as a master gardener, I help schools build, grow, eat, and rain gardens. Several of our schools are green certified and maintained a variety of gardens to teach, grow, and build stronger community that has beauty, stewardship, and sustainability. Okay, I understand that, but where is the beauty? You're a master gardener before becoming on the board, so you should know how to put these things together. That's my point. That's my point. Nobody wants to take the time to, and I'm not saying this is what it is. Nobody wants to take the time to put the time in to train the people accordingly to get this done. And I understand that, it's hard. Like, it's a shortage of bus drivers nowadays, and they're having a hard time getting bus drivers in and out and stuff like that. But if people get paid accordingly, I don't think that it would be such a problem. And there are a couple people that are on the bus routes. There are a couple people that are on the grounds crew that I see and stuff like that, and I interact with. Some of them, you know, some of them get mad, and some of them get upset. You know what I mean? So the bottom line is, they're like, hey, they're not paying me enough to do X, Y, and Z. They're not paying me enough to do da 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 da. I seen literally some guys come and cut the grass and blow all the tall grass from the school into the street, and the grass was hitting the cars, and they just left it there. Excuse me. And they just literally left it there. So my point is, if we come in and bring the necessary trainers in to train people as they go, and pay accordingly, and to give janitors more help to be able to do certain things, I think it'll make for a better situation. Because I always say, and I'm a stickler for this, and I live by this: the outside is always a reflection of the inside. That's just what it is. I mean, if the outside looks a hot mess, 9 times out of 10, that inside is horrible. I mean, it is horrible. I literally went and did a school last year, and I said, this is horrible. And I went and I talked to the janitor, and I was like, you know what? I talked to the janitor guy, and it was on a weekend. And I was like, so what can I do to help? You know what I mean? I understand. And he showed me his equipment. And he was like, it's just, me right now. It was just me. And they gave me this little push more to try to do the stuff and this and that. And I'm like, man, what are you going to do to push more with all this stuff? They were like, we had to do this until, we can get the ride more fixed. But it's been a while and they're asking us to go to another school and pick up a lawnmower. But, how are we going to haul it over here? You know what I mean? So we can go to another school to get the lawnmower. But how are we literally going to haul it over here to get the grass cut? So I told him, I said, well, you know what? I get it. So look, I'll go ahead and I'm gonna take care of this for you. All right. And I told him, I said, look, I do videos and this is not nothing to make you look bad and you won't be on camera and you won't, have any dealings with this. This is just strictly on me. I do the videos to show that there is a problem and that we need to fix this problem. That's it. It's not to put anybody on blast or anything like that. So he was like, you know what, I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't, want to lose my job and this and that. I said, no, I get it. I totally get it. I said, what I do, I said, as long as you give me the okay, then we're going to proceed, and you won't have anything to do with this. You know what I mean? So I was like, if it's possible, can I come in and use the bathroom and this and that or whatever? But he was like, yeah, sure. Why using the bathroom? I get you some water and this and that or whatever. So I went in there and certain parts of the ceiling was falling. There were like some electricals, those the toilets and the urinals, they had, hadn't been exchanged in a while. And it just looked like an old rundown school. And when he came back with the bottles of water, I told him, I said, this school looked like it's about to shut in a while, shut down or whatever. And he was like, yeah, he said, no, I think it is because it's a lot of issues. And they had some things where they had mold issues. And I said, are the kids still coming here and stuff like that? He was like, yeah, it's a mold issues and, this things of that nature. I was like, oh, wow. I said, okay. So that confirmed with me that the outside is a reflection of the inside. We tackle the outside. Let's get the outside up to par. I don't care, and another pet peeve of mine is all these leaves will fall down and they will cut, and tear the grass up, and it'll be all dirt and wood chip. I mean, leaf chips everywhere. And I'm like, look, let's just pay the people just to get it done. You know what I mean? I understand there's a budget, but there's enough where, because you're literally constantly shutting schools down. I just know literally they shut 2 schools down in my area. They shut 2 schools down, but they turned around and built 2 real estate condos. They 2 neighborhoods. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, if y'all didn't sat down and tore these schools down, where the new kids gonna go to school in these new neighborhoods? And because I know one high school that was around here, they had at one point they had like 45 kids per class to a class. It was 45 kids because I was talking to one of my friends and they said 45 kids per class. So I was like, what are some of the things that, how are they, learning? Where are they sitting at? This and that or whatever. They were like, yeah, they be on the lab tables. They, get in where they fit in. Some of them just be standing. Some of them just be, So I was like, okay. All right. So the thing about it is, if you want to build more real estate to try to bring more income in, why are you tearing the schools down? It seemed like the schools are the first to get cut from everything. You know what I mean? As far as wise teachers get pay cut, they get laid off. The budget supplies, they're shutting schools down and combining all these kids into one school. My theory is I think that they're going to try to make public schools extinct in a minute, where everybody is either going to be at home school or they'll be in private school. That's just the way I think. Y'all can chime in and tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right or whatever the case may be, but that's just my take on it. So that was, what I had going on today. And it just seems like It's not ethical for you to participate in beautifying the schools. You're a master gardener and you did rain gardens and you're certified in the green industry, but you don't want to do nothing to work with nobody to get nothing done. So that's why you went to the board because it wasn't what you it was cracked up to be. That's just my theory on it. It just wasn't cracked up to be what it was, and it seemed like it was a lot harder than should be. Okay, um, that's just my take on it. And putting some things together, and um, I went up to the community college and trying to get some people on board with that to try to get some interns in, and we're going to try to map some things out where we can get the beautification and present something uh, more properly to the board. And but make no mistake about it, we're not going to stop. I'm not stopping. We're going to find a way to get this done. Okay, it may not seem like a lot right now. It may not seem like the needle is not pushing right now. It may even seem like we're not making headway. But deep down in my soul, we're making headway. We just got to get the right people, the right resources, and the right things in play to get this done. Okay. And I believe real soon, things about to start working in our favor. Okay. Because I believe that teachers do so much that they don't get appreciated enough. Okay. I know a teacher. I know several teachers, but this one particular teacher, I was talking to them. I said, "So how do y'all feel? How do you feel about me coming in?" And it's not to take that whatever they said, I was gonna go with whatever they said, and I was just gonna do. No, I'm gonna keep doing because I feel in my heart this is what needs to be done. Okay, but I was just taking inventory, and I was getting a critique of what do you think that how do you feel about me coming to your school? Like if I come to your school and and beautify your school, and then when you get there, it's so nicely done, and this and that or whatever. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like I'm uh, doing something to try to belittle the school, or do you think I'm doing something great? Or I just want some feedback. She was like, honestly, it can feel like we're not handling our business, that we're some type of token or charity case. Um, it can feel like that uh, we just don't have the means to get it done. So I'm like, okay, well, that's not my intent, but do you feel better when the schools are done? If you come and you see that the bushes are trimmed, some mulch is put down, some, nice edging, no weeds in the cracks, and it's just nice and pretty. It's not, you will still feel like a charity case or a token case or something like that, and it would make you feel better if it was just left alone and then let somebody else do it, you know. And she was like, honestly, that's how some people can feel. You get there and they just feel like there's some type of charity case. But why are they asking for volunteers if they don't want the volunteers? That's just, my point with that whole scenario. So she was like, no, no, no. Me personally, I'm glad that you're doing this. Me personally, I wish we can get more people, to do this, just to make it look presentable, make it look better, and this and that or whatever. But some people can feel that way. Okay. So when she said that, I was like, so maybe that's what the board, maybe that's what the principal, that maybe that's what people feel like is their charity cases, their token cases, their, you know, uh, uh, it makes them probably sometimes make feel, I don't want to say less than, but no, I wouldn't say that, but it'll make them feel kind of bad that somebody came in and did this, and it's being videotaped for everybody to see, and and that's one thing I would say that was on my part that I shouldn't have never did, and I've learned not to do that within the last year, was to post the school's name. I shouldn't. That was one thing I should have never done, because it can put a target on those schools that got targeted. You know what I mean? That got done and stuff like that. I should have never posted the schools' names. I posted the schools' names because I wanted to know. I wanted them to know that this actual school was messed up. This actual school needs this done, this and that or whatever. But I didn't take into consideration the people working in the school. Okay, I didn't take a consideration of that. So that's was on me, and I'm learning to be more considerate of that. So if you see, and when you see more videos, because there will be some videos coming, when you see videos and I don't post the school's name and I just show you the school and this and that or whatever, that's why, because I want to take into consideration of the people that's working in the school. They have reputation, they have family, even though they may not have the means or the resources to get the things done, but they're still human. Okay. So, if I do it and you don't see the school's name and I block out the school's name, if you look at some shorts, if you look at, previous schools or whatever, I block out the names and stuff like that, because I don't want to put that target on that school's back. Now, unless they okay it. Okay. No matter what you can tell what school it is. No matter what you can tell what school it is. No, not necessarily. Um, Not necessarily. If I don't post a name, they'll try to figure it out, but I don't think they'll actually know. There's too many schools out here for them to actually know what school it is. Okay. But that's my thing. And if anybody, he said, "Oh yeah, yeah," but that's just my thing. I just really, I really um going to be more considerate of other people, and that's just something that I'm not doing now, unless they're okay with uh posting it or whatever the case, or if they're okay with the names being shown, then I'll do it. But if they not, then I won't do it, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so that's the event now. We're trying to put some things together to try to make this better. We're putting some things together and trying to talk to some people to try to come up with money, to try to pay the youth on top of them getting school hours, for them to come out a couple of hours on a Saturday, maybe a couple of hours on, during the school day or something like that, to, do the beautification projects and this and that or whatever. So I'm actually talking to a lawyer about certain contracts, where we can draw up that to kind of present certain things. And yeah, so we're going to get it that way. I'm presenting the website is in its final stages now. Once we get that together, everything will be in one spot. We have some good people, some good don't. We have some good sponsors coming down, where they will have certain resources for you to go onto the website, and you can pick and choose if that's something that you would like to do, or something like that, just to get your kids a leg up on what needs to be done. Okay. The more in the same way as everyone emphasizes on these sports and getting these contracts, we can literally put that same energy into getting these schools better. Okay. That's just my theory, that's just my plan. So with that being said, that's it for the venting hour. Um, if you have any questions, if you have any, solutions, if you have anything that you want to contribute, if you want to, talk about, if you have an idea, please leave something in the comment when you come back to look at this video. Leave something in the comment so we can actually talk this thing through because, multiple heads work better together, okay, to get things done. Okay, it's better than one person trying to do everything. Multiple heads get it done. Okay, it may be some things that I'm not even thinking about that somebody else can bring to the table. Okay, so that's it for the bidding hour, and I'm gonna leave you with this that I was thinking about, the other day. Before my dad passed, which was I want to say maybe about 8 years ago, he passed, and he told me right before it was maybe like 2 days before he passed. Uh, uh, and he was laying in the hospital bed, and he said, "You know what? I see what you're doing. I see what you want to do, and I see what you're trying to do." He said, "Keep doing it. Be the example for the change you want to see." Okay. Yes, you're going to take hits. Yes, people are not going to like you. Yes, people are going to try to devalue you. But whatever you do, don't stop until you get to the end. Once you get to the end, restart, keep on pushing. It's always levels. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Well, not trying, that's what I'm doing. Okay. Just being an example of what we need to see in the public school system. Okay. We need to at least have beautiful grounds so the kids can come to, and then we could target the inside. Let's get the outside together, then we target the inside. Be the example of the change you want to see. All right. Until next Wednesday, people, please subscribe to the channel. Give it a big thumbs up. And please don't forget to leave those comments below because multiple heads work better together. Okay. Until the next time, be the example for the change you want to see. Love you.